this morning we're at Sean's house. We're going to see what's going on in the garage. And I can't really fit down the chimney, but nobody really realizes that Santa has the codes. And just like that, you wondered how I get into people's houses. Hey Sean, you in there?
Yeah, just working on the race car.
Let's see what's going on. All right guys, this is Sean. Sean works at WFO, and we didn't get to do anything on him last year, and this year is his turn. So Sean works in the fab shop. He started sweeping the floors and grinding, has worked his way up, and now he's doing a lot of the production welding on all of our kits. Awesome MIG welder, and he's taken some of those skills from up there and come down here with his dad Daniel and built this 4800 car. I haven't seen it. I've been watching him stay late every night, weld parts together, draw parts on the computer, build parts up at the shop. And in doing so, his skills are going through the roof. You've been doing some design on SolidWorks.
Yeah.
He runs the plasma cutter. And just lately, we actually put him in charge of plant ops as well, keep all the equipment going, because his dad has actually taught him how to build things and work on things, which some dads aren't doing these days, are they?
No, they're not.
So the car's almost done. You guys have been working till midnight every night on this thing.
Yep.
And this is the last thing to put it together.
Yeah.
And once again, we're waiting on supply chain issues, right? So
Yep.
We're waiting on the front high pinion 10, which was supposed to be here 2 months ago, and it's not here. But let's show us a little bit about this car. So let's talk about the front end first, so it's sitting on the ground.
So this is going to be a high pinion 10 with the Reed Super Kingpin, Big Bell, and then we're going to put Big Bell RCVs in there.
Which the Super Kingpins are awesome because this is a factory Ford 05 and up unit bearing.
Yep.
Available at any junkyard, wrecking yards.
Yep.
Really durable. We have them on Yoder's race car. And you use junkyard parts and big, heavy, badass stuff that's not going to break.
Yeah.
And the RCVs are actually the Rockwell Bell. That's how big the
Yep.
RCVs are. So you guys been working on this thing for how long?
Almost 2 years now.
And we're in their backyard. They have a rad shop. And so show us under the hood. Let's see what you got going under here. So it looks like LS powered. And let's start right here. What's this going on? Not many cars have their intake right here.
So we got dual air filters. We went ahead and put the intake up front to make it a little more accessible when changing
Which in
air
other race
filters.
cars I've seen it under the dash. And
Yeah, they
hidden in
usually
there.
flip the intake around and put them under the dash.
And that takes up space inside as well.
Yeah.
So this is actually a working scoop then.
Yep. And we got holes on the bottom for the air cleaners.
Comes in there, goes into the air box, which is awesome. And then engine's kind of tucked down nice and low for low center
Yeah,
of
we
gravity.
kept her low. Went ahead and put the Phytech intake on it and everything, fuel management. This is a
Trans-cooler right
6.0 out of a junkyard truck.
And did you put a cam in it?
No,
All
this
stock.
is all stock.
Nice. Now, I'm already seeing something that's awesome right here. So this car has Hydro Boost brakes on it.
Yeah, we went ahead and went with a Hydro Boost to try and get rid of the hard pedal with the manual brakes.
And then orbital right on the firewall, but
Yep.
along with the Hydro Boost, you did something so that the two systems aren't
Yeah, we
working
went
against
ahead
each
and
other.
put 2 pumps on the motor so we didn't have to worry about starving our steering for any fluid.
So you're going to have one pump for the brakes and one pump for the steering.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, I think that you should put a valve in there so if one pump fails, you can run both systems off the other in line.
Yep.
So I think that'd be kind of cool. So heavy, 1 3/4 tube, the whole thing?
Yeah,
Or
the
2 inch?
2-inch tube.
Okay. 2-inch tube so they can check safety. So let's look at the inside.
So inside, we went ahead and put the RPM gauge right on top of the steering wheel.
I think that's American right there.
We did a fully custom center console for the shifters. Scrapped the
And
Hero.
this has the Hero transfer case,
Yep.
right? So therefore, why you have 3 shifters in here, and then the Winter Performance shifter there. So pretty simple inside here, but a lot of room. You want to hop in
Yeah.
it real quick? So one thing about building a race car you always want to do is make sure you have enough room above your head so that if you do get in an accident, you don't want your helmet hitting anything. And this is what I like. Your dad's tall, you're kind of tall, you got tons of room above your head. Why don't you go ahead and fire it up just for a second. So everything's all ready. You're plumbed, wired. talking about.
Bald eagle's flying.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah. All right, go ahead and shut her off. So these seats look awful nice in here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize that I'm real busy on Christmas, and so I got to wear a black cat, you know, to urinate in while I'm flying the sled. And Daniel and I, we co-drive with Yoder, and a couple times my black cat has fallen off, and I've definitely soaked the seat. What are the odds this seat is going to be soaked in urine?
They're pretty high.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So do that, pop it out, clean it, good to go.
Yep.
All right, let's look at the back. So right away, there's a couple cool things I see. I see you have an external fuel cell here.
Yeah, we got the external fuel cell.
This is just
That's
that
a
little
big
extra
upgrade.
bit to get you to the finish line.
Yeah.
They're short a few fittings here to finish it off, but it is pretty much done. So 14-bolt rear out of a newer Chevy pickup, the factory disc brakes in it.
Yep, factory disc brakes.
Full truss, dual triangulated 4-link, and then why don't you show us around the side there one of the cool spots on this thing? What is that?
We got these fancy WFO trailing arms in here.
With FK Heims.
FK Heims.
And because this is a 4800 car to start, it's just single shock on the trailing arm. But what's this? What's going on here?
That's a chrome cylinder rod out of a forklift that we went ahead and used for an upper link.
Your dad works in the forklift service business, and he got some cylinder rods, and that is probably the coolest upper link I've ever seen. So it's just 2-inch quarter wall, chromed, with our tube inserts welded in, and there you go. Chrome upper link. Chrome gets you home.
Yeah.
So enough of the buggy. What do you got here?
This is
I can't come to the shop and not look at that.
67 Chevy Camaro, factory big block car, factory power windows in 67.
This, and just so you're aware of it, this is Daniel's car, not Sean's car, and you've only got to drive it a few times, right?
Just a couple times.
Do you feel like your maturity level is moving up, or maybe you might be able to drive it someday?
No.
Okay.
No.
But look at that. You got the mullet.
We got the mullet flying.
Yeah, and this isn't just a fluke. Sean runs the mullet all the time. So obviously there's going to be a Camaro in the garage. There's going to be a buggy in the garage. But come on out here. Let's look at one other thing I noticed on the way in. You can't pass up all these cool rigs. So first off, look at that. 72 Chevy project. What's that?
That was a project that we started right before the buggy, and then it got put on hold for a little bit.
Well, it's kind of appreciated in value, if you know what I mean. But here's the cool project we got going here. So this is your dad's Bronco, right?
Yep.
And just last year, you redid the front suspension, put the 60 in, and went to our radius arm kit, right?
Yeah, we went ahead and put the WFO
Let's show them the radius
arm
arm kit. So this is our radius arm kit, and then at the axle, we have the big bushings on the brackets, right?
Yep.
And you actually used our coilover towers as well.
Yeah, these are our Duramax swap coil towers.
And those are 2.5 14s?
Yep.
Okay, and then right down here, this is kind of cool what you got going on. So tell us about that steering box.
So that's a Nissan Pathfinder steering box with a Jeep Cherokee shaft inside of it.
And so it's sitting nice and low, radius arms, custom fabricated pitman arm. How did that help the Bronco?
Stronger axle shafts, the 44 and the big tires.
Before.
Move the axle forward 6 inches.
Got a little bit more
and you also moved
length.
the rear axle back and put Chevy springs in the rear.
Yeah.
And you welded up all those hangers at the shop.
Yep. A little bit softer ride with the coilovers in the front.
And then, so this has a Chevy 350, Turbo 400 to an Atlas, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for showing us the Bronco, the buggy, and the Camaro. This is a little slice of America right here, but you know what it is? It's time to get back to work.
Yeah.
It's after 8 o'clock. We were supposed to be up there working right now, and I had to sneak by and
that's okay.
do this video. So everybody make sure you stay tuned next week. Wait, not next week, tomorrow. Stay tuned tomorrow for the next 12 rigs of Christmas. Hope you enjoyed Sean and Daniel's garage. See ya.